Please subscribe to my new channel, Theories Tales.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Alright, so I kind of covered this in a previous video, which wasn't intended to cover that at all, but we're going to dive into it a little bit more now in this video particularly, which will be titled as such. And I want to preface by saying, you know, I really enjoyed the first Disney Plus show that we got, which was The Mandalorian. I thought John did an amazing job, and really, it felt like George Lucas was still at Star Wars, especially after the sequel trilogy, right? So, or was Mando before episode? I can't remember. Yeah, anyways, pretty much after the sequel trilogy. So, the reason they have shows, in my opinion, is because they want to drag out your Disney Plus subscription. Let's not beat around the bush. Okay, they want you to keep going with that subscription every single month. Every month that you are subscribed to Disney Plus is another check for them, right? And they've got how many hundreds of millions of people? It's a few $1 billion a month of a subscription. And that's how they're making their fat cash, right? It's like having literally Avengers Infinity War every single month, but in its entirety, right? So it's like, it's very lucrative, but it also costs them a lot of money because they got so many projects, so many shows, which are racking up tens of billions of dollars, probably. Now, the problem with this is when they release these Star Wars shows, and I can't really speak much on Marvel because I haven't watched much of the Marvel stuff. After Endgame, I was done. I was like, it's just going in a weird direction I didn't really like. I felt like the 10 years of Marvel was absolutely amazing. Iron Man, Cap, Hulk, Black Widow, everybody. Amazing. And then it just sucked. Got weird. Got lame. All the dudes became fat and jokes, essentially. They were just like bumbling idiots. That's like the least of the worries. So with Star Wars, I feel like, you know, let's take Obi-Wan Kenobi show, for example. This should have been a movie, or as Ewan said, it should have been a 3-part trilogy movie. They're taking a full season, having a story that could be told within 2 to 3 episodes, stretching that season out to maybe 8 episodes minimum, and that's the season. That's season 1. You can tell this story within probably 30 minutes of a movie, at most. Maybe 45 if you want to be generous. But the problem with this in a show is that you're now taking this basically script that's, you know, 2-3 episodes long. You're squeezing it down and elongating it into this thin, diluted show. So what would normally take up maybe 2-3 full episodes in concentration to get to the point and tell the story, you're now cutting that up, stretching it out, and you're putting a whole bunch of crap that nobody signed up for in there, in between, so that it looks puffier and longer and bigger. But it's not. It's just a whole bunch of crap that you're waiting to finally get to. It's almost like clickbaiting, to be honest, because it's like, okay, well, let's get to the point, but then they interject some new character that nobody gave a crap about or signed up for, like Reva, for example. And we spend episodes and episodes on this character when we're really supposed to be studying Vader, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and the themes that are going into A New Hope from here, and the themes that came from before, which is Revenge of the Sith. Not only that, the budget was bad and the directing was bad and everything. So the decisions Vader made was ridiculous. We can go into that in a different story, but I want to talk about mainly how shows, Disney Plus shows, are destroying Star Wars. And you see it in their numbers, tanking badly. Everyone knows it, everyone sees it. And if you're not able to see it, you're blind. You're shutting yourself off from the facts, the numbers that are out there. And I really would encourage you to do so, because sure, Star Wars will always have massive major fan base because of what George created. However, is that fan base the same as it used to be? Is it as big as it could be? No, it's not. It's being dwindled. It's being cut down. It's being weathered entirely and alienating a massive, massive percentage and portion of the audience that made Star Wars what it is today, or rather 10 years ago. So I implore Disney, I really encourage them to either stop with these shit shows and dragging out what otherwise could be 2 to 3 episodes, making it 8, 12 episode seasons of filler crap, which we can get right to the point instead of having every episode end in a cliffhanger, which I know that's what a show is. But we've gotten amazing shows which don't do such a thing to such a scale that the Disney Plus Star Wars shows do, right? House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had a few of them, but it was a really amazing show. Everything kind of was expanding the story and the character arcs, and it was amazing. There was no crap in between, but I feel like with Star Wars, it's for some reason, which we know why, because they want to increase their subscription length, because once you finish one season, the Marvel one will start right after, or a week before it ends. So you're now forced to go another month, right? So they got another extra month out of you. And my point is, look, we need to get asses back in the seats. We need to go back to what Star Wars was, which is selling movie tickets. That's what you need to do. That builds hype. You have someone sit in the freaking seat. They pay their 15, 20 bucks nowadays. You know, when I was a kid, it was like 6, 7 bucks for a movie ticket. 10 bucks maximum. Now it's like a whole event. You know, you go there, you get 20 bucks for the ticket and the 3D, whatever BS or D-Box, whatever crap, and then you get the popcorn, and then by the time, you know, you go on a date, it's $60 at the movies, right? That's a lot of money. Star Wars movie, cool, everyone's going, load it up. You sit there, you watch for 2 to 2.5 hours, start to finish. Done. Finito. See you in a few years. We'll come back and it'll be a great, you know, great experience. And the story will have had a lot of time to be curated. Whereas now it's just you're getting these half-baked stories that are just being rushed out to meet quarter-end analytics for Disney. And it's really hurting the brand, it's hurting the fandom, it's hurting the stories that could have otherwise been absolutely amazing. For what? To elongate the Disney Plus subscription? But it's gonna be short-lived because these shows are ass. I'm not trying to be funny, they are. Like, the best Star Wars show we've had is Andor. That says a lot, dude. Like, what does that mean? The best Star Wars show was basically a show expanding upon Star Wars. And I don't mean best in terms of the story being so amazing and exciting and all this and that. No, but primarily for the acting, the overall scope of the cinematic feel, cinematography, the music, the score, directing. It felt like this was a real show that had a lot of money put into it. The Mandalorian didn't even feel as expensive as Andor did. Mind you, Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, magnificent, my favorite. Mandalorian Season 3, shit the bed. Don't know what happened. I have no idea. Boba Fett show? What are you guys doing? Get it together. This is not Boba Fett. You have to pull your heads out of your bumholes. And from there, you'll be able to have a proper understanding of maybe what George Lucas created, what these stories really mean to a lot of people, what your target audience is, and how to carry on these characters really respectfully and to be true to them, okay? So it's not rocket science. You just need to have the right people working on it. In my opinion, that's Dave Filoni, it's Jon Favreau, it's Sam Witwer. Okay, let's get Sam out of the freaking voice booth and let's put him into some of the writing. Let's put him behind the scenes. Let's put him into some of the, maybe not even directing. I don't know what his directorial experience is, but the guy knows Star Wars and he's talented with the voice. So and he's an actor. So it's like, why are we not using him? Just wondering. No, I think that's a triple threat. A quadruple threat would be Tony Gilroy, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Sam Witwer. Okay, Tony Gilroy doesn't know Star Wars heads or tails, but he knows how to make a Star Wars show by making a good show, right? So the consensus online is that I hated Andor. I thought it was really boring, but I still thought it was a very well-made show. But that's not what people want you to believe, not the sheep. Star Wars theory bad, bricks and screws. Let's take the whole thing out of context completely, entirely, because it makes for good media. Sure, right, whatever. But we take Tony Gilroy, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and Sam Witwer, and you will have a very profitable Star Wars project. You don't need anybody else. Nobody else. Just have those guys in there, have them call the shots, and we'll get the best show, movie, whatever you want. But if you're gonna have these run-of-the-mill directors and writers, why was Joby Harold writing for Obi-Wan Kenobi? Who is he? What does he know about Vader and Obi-Wan? What does Deborah Chow know about Vader and Obi-Wan? You know, what was with that directing? I didn't agree with any of it. I didn't agree with any of the choices. Perhaps they're lovely people. I'm not basing them on their soul. I'm basing them on their ability to create the Star Wars project that they did. And in my opinion, fan films are better than that, okay? So let's cut down on stretching out a show and milking it and putting in a whole bunch of junk just to elongate that Disney Plus subscription and leave every episode with a cliffhanger. Let's get to the point. If that means you're getting through season 1 and 2 in one season, so be it. Quality over quantity, baby. The customers will be coming back for more. Disney, do you want fans to be divided, or do you want to make as much money as you can? Because I know that's all you guys care about, right? It's only the creative guys like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau that care about Star Wars. But the suits upstairs, they just look at graphs and numbers and what's in the pockets, right? They don't give a crap about anything else, in my opinion. So I really think going forwards, we need to put asses in seats in the movie theater, which will give you guys a longer time to actually write stories out. And from there, we'll get some really good projects. I hope, you know, let's just not think of the sequel trilogy for a little bit and maybe learn from our mistakes there. That'd be nice. But, you know, bring together those 4 guys. And if you do that and the project sucks, I was almost going to say, I'll never make a Star Wars video again. If you actually brought Tony Gilroy, Sam Witwer, Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau into a project, and they solely were the only ones that worked on it, not Kathleen Kennedy or whoever else meddling in between, effing stuff up. They are the head honchos, and they do what they want, how they want, when they want. You want Star Wars? There you go. So, that's what I think about Star Wars shows, Disney shows in particular at the moment. Otherwise, you know, from a lucrative standpoint, from a YouTuber standpoint, influencer, I hate that word, shows are extremely lucrative. I mean, you have the watch parties and every week there's a new show, which means you have a week to come up with different theories and thoughts and ideas and where you think the episode could go and the characters could go, and this means that and that means what, who's this character, their backstory, top 10 facts. There's so many things business-wise that you could do a lucrative standpoint for shows. But big surprise, I don't care about the money. I don't. I just want good Star Wars. I truly believe that if you hire those 4 people to work on a project, or just stop elongating a story that could otherwise be told in a few episodes, then you're going to get a really great product. You're going to get a happy fandom who's united. I'm sure you don't want to see the fighting. I'm sure you guys talk about the stuff in your boardroom meetings every single week, and you don't want to see this crap anymore. But it all comes down to you. It's not the fans that are toxic. It's you guys creating shit because you're so focused on crap that has nothing to do with Star Wars, you don't know where to begin. Let's hire this guy who's got a big name in Hollywood. Let's hire this girl because we want a female-led everything. How about we just hire the best person for the job? Ever thought of that? Let's just go back to, you know, what makes the best product. I could care less who created it or who stars in it. Is it a male lead, female lead? I don't care. Is it an alien? I don't care. People just want good stories. That's it, all right? You know, give equal opportunities to everybody and let the best, the best man win. The best human win. That's all. All right, let's get back to basics here. Put some booty holes in seats, sell some tickets, have a big $1 billion movie. See you later. May the Force be with you.